trouble may be quietly gathering even while things seem calm. Don't let the lull in the hurricane season lull you into complacency. Just as your favorite snack at Costco might vanish from its usual spot, the Atlantic is never predictable. While 2025's hurricane season started off with more excitement over food court novelties than swirling storms, things are beginning to shift. But here's where it gets controversial. After a relatively silent early season with few storms worthy of adjusting your hurricane kit, we're now watching a tropical wave, known as 91L, stirring in the Atlantic's main development region. Located about 1,500 miles east of the Lesser Antilles, this system is slowly gathering strength, and experts expect it could morph into a tropical depression by Friday or Saturday, traveling westward toward the Caribbean. Most people miss the significance of these early signs. Although dry air and wind shear over the Atlantic have managed to keep most systems weak and scattered, 91L seems to be outmaneuvering these hurdles. The convection, basically the storm's engine, has shifted southward, making it less vulnerable to the unfavorable conditions lurking nearby. So what does this mean for folks in the Lesser Antilles and Puerto Rico? By mid or late next week, 91L could pose a genuine hurricane threat. Still, uncertainty hangs heavy. Upper-level lows to the north might steer it away, or disruptive wind shear could sap its strength before it reaches land. Yet, if this tropical wave continues to strengthen farther south, those living from Barbados to the Dominican Republic should keep a close eye on forecasts, as a hurricane near the region is a real possibility. At longer range, the drama intensifies. Will 91L survive its journey past the Caribbean's obstacles? A persistent jet stream dip over the eastern U.S. has brought some unseasonable coolness, just in time for Halloween decor. But this trend is expected to weaken in about a week. As always, there's a chance that the system veers away from the U.S. East Coast entirely. But with steering patterns uncertain, it's worth keeping tabs for American interests. Hurricanes have a way of surprising everyone just when confidence gets too high. Looking bigger picture, you might think we're in the clear with numbers falling below historic averages. By September's midpoint, we'll likely have 6 or 7 tropical storms, just 1 or 2 hurricanes, and about 40 to 50 accumulated cyclone energy ACE units, slightly lower than the 75-year norm. The quiet first half aligns with Weather Tiger's prediction in July, citing wind patterns that stifle early storm development. But here's the twist. The forecast for the second half remains highly active, with models suggesting 80 or more ACE units before season's end. The algorithms continue to anticipate a busier time in September, October, and November compared to a typical year, and this is the part most people overlook. The threat to the continental U.S. has actually decreased slightly, now estimated as a 50% chance of 1 or 2 hurricane landfalls, and about a 30% chance of none at all. Still, the odds of a major hurricane strike sit around 35%, which is above average for the latter half of the season. Does that sound reassuring or worrisome to you? What's driving this backloaded danger? One major factor is the slow cooling of water. Add to that the fact that the Western Atlantic, Gulf, and Caribbean are running hotter than usual, and you've got a setup historically linked to high tropical activity in both the Atlantic and Pacific come September through November. You can find daily updates to seasonal models at Weather Tiger's site if you want to keep your finger on the pulse. So while some meteorological commentators may downplay the risks and credit the peaceful start to this year's season, for Florida State fans, the scoreboard actually favors them at 1-0 in hurricane landfalls versus a tough loss in 2024. Don't let your guard down. The combination of rising La Niña influence and bath-like Gulf waters, currently simmering at 86 degrees to 88 degrees Fahrenheit, could turn explosive if the right spark hits. Is it time for Alabama football fans to cool those Gulf waters with their tears? Or should we stock up on more emergency supplies just in case? I'm keeping my own stock of LaCroix and Arizona teas at the ready, and here's my recommendation to you. Dust off your hurricane kit, review your preparedness plans, and stay vigilant as we enter the most dangerous months of the season. Now here's what I'd love to know. Do you think the forecasts are overly cautious?
Or does all this quiet simply heighten the risk for an autumn surprise? Are we in for a stormy second half? Or will La Niña let us off easy this year? Sound off in the comments. Let's see where you stand on the debate. Keep your eyes on the sky and your emergency kit close. Dr. Ryan Truschelut, Chief Meteorologist at WeatherTiger, shares expert hurricane forecasts and weather insights. For more details, visit weathertiger.com or email him at ryan@weathertiger.com.